So let me tell you guys, or let me translate from bullshit to English. Conception was docked here. It's been here for years. The Vision is a sister ship right there. Okay. They do have firefighting capabilities on board. On all of them. They have a forward hatch, and they got stairs in the galley area. Okay. The forward hatches are pretty small. Okay. When that ship caught fire, they're saying that it caught fire in the galley, and that it spread so fast that they couldn't do anything about it. Which I think is straight bullshit. Okay, they have firefighting capabilities on board. They got hoses and stuff like that. They train their crew members in firefighting. And that's one thing you got to do before you get your captain's license, is to pass a firefighting course. Okay, so, and under federal law, there's supposed to be a night watchman at all times. The crew was sitting there saying that all the crew members were asleep, and the owner said no, they had a night watchman. Well, they had a night watchman, then how did such a fire start up and go so quickly? And why is it that they could not get any of the divers out? Just doesn't make any sense to me. It's to me, it's like totally ridiculous. I heard rumors that it was from a phone charging, or it could have been from a phone charging, and I don't think so. But even if it was, it started really small and went really big. Someone on board the boat, especially the night watchman, should have seen it. Should have been there to put it out, or at least get the divers off board the boat. And that's really sad that they couldn't do that. 34 people lost their lives because the crew decided to jump ship when the fire happened. To me, there's no bravery in that. The crew should have stayed on board. In fact, it was still floating when Coast Guard showed up to fight the fire. It was still floating, and shortly afterward it sank. So they definitely had time to extinguish the fire, or at least knock it down and get some of the divers out. But through the crew's total incompetence and the captain's incompetence, people died. Too many people died on board that boat. I went in to ask if I could film some pictures on the Vision, because that's a sister ship, and they gave me some media consultant, and I called them and still haven't heard nothing back, and I don't think I will. They asked for a business card, and I gave them a business card that shows I'm a cop watcher. But I believe in people's constitutional rights. I believe in rights, and I definitely love the water. And I hate hearing about these people dying like this. Because not everyone's petite like a lady. They should have some oversized ways of getting off the boat. You know, manholes, whatever. And they should have an exit through the side if anything happens, like a fire or something. They should have some kind of a exit thing like they do on airplanes. Exit door that's waterproof unless it's open from the inside. that's missing. That would have probably saved every diver on board that boat having something like that. Having two hatches, one in the front and one in the back, probably would have saved divers. So it's pretty sad that so many people died needlessly, and it's really sad that so many cowards survived. And what I mean by cowards were those individuals that were crew members that jumped ship instead of fighting the fire. They said one crew member was down below sleeping and he's dead. So I want you to think about that. If the crew sleeps down below, then what were the 5 people doing on deck? And why they did not see the fire? It just makes me wonder what's really going on. You know, it's really sad when stuff like that happens, and I hope they do something. I hope they figure out another method to fixing that, because like I said, it's really sad when so many people die, and there's nothing that anyone can do about it. It's just heart-wrenching. I mean, these people had families, dead husbands, wives, children that's never gonna see them again because some greedy guy that owned a bunch of ships or a bunch of boats didn't want to keep a night watchman on board, or have the idea of hiring brave individuals that would be willing to fight the fire and at least try to get the divers out. That's really sad when stuff like that happens, and there's really not too much anyone can really do about it. I applaud the federal investigators that are investigating this. I hope they can come up with a solution. Like I said, I said my solution, but my solution would cost a lot of money and probably save another bunch of lives in the same situation. But what's money and what's lives? Lives don't mean a damn thing to the rich. Yeah, the survivors will be paid off, and yes, the owner of the ships and the sea landing has sued the relatives of the survivors, which is really, really, really sad. It's one thing to lose your relative when they're down below in a boat sleeping. It's another thing getting sued because your relative was on board a boat sleeping at the time. When they basically paid these boats or the company hundreds of dollars to go out and go diving, a safe place to dive, a safe place to sleep with an experienced crew. And I don't know how experienced the crew is, but they were definitely cowards. Anyone that abandons a ship and just lets people burn to death is not a hero and not brave in my books. Like I said, this was a really sad thing, and the government needs to do something to fix it. Like I said, put an external door on the side, you know, where the people are sleeping, so that it could be knocked open and people can escape into the water. But, you know, like I said, I'm not a marine architect, and I know it costs a lot of money. And like I said, the crew acted in the most cowardly way they could. They abandoned the ship and let the people down below just die. I mean, it's sad to say, but a couple small burns to them was less valuable than the people's lives. Yeah, what's a couple burns? And that's what people say. What's a couple burns when it comes to people dying? You know, it's just a real sad situation. This is Bob with Film the Police signing out.